Hey, I'm going to be reviewing the cast member secret website. When I first arrive here, I'll go ahead and click on refresh. This large thing that's processing, I'm just not a big fan of whatever's going on with this thing because people just don't know what the hell this is, and it does rotate through a bunch of different things. So I would definitely test removing that. That's just my opinion because you scroll through a whole bunch of different things here, but you're really not sure what, everybody's just assuming that, cast member secrets kind of relates to Walt Disney World. So I would definitely recommend testing, removing this whole area, because when I arrive here, it just, it gets confusing, and I think you're missing. You're trying to get people. What do you actually want people to do? Do you want them to download this? Do you want them to buy the other thing? Do you want them to subscribe to your podcast? And I think you need to really figure that stuff out because, it gets really, really confusing on how I go from page to page to page on what you're really doing. So let's start back from the beginning. The logo goes back to Amazon. Okay. So I arrive here, and your first problem is search engine authorization. You are marketing yourself to, you see up here, this is what is called the title, cast member secrets. That doesn't mean anything unless someone's searching for specifically cast member secrets. It should have something to do with WDW or Walt Disney World or Orlando, Florida, but you're missing some really basic search engine optimization tactics. When I click on blog, it just goes to blog cast member secrets. There's still nothing there. You can see when you go to, this page, it actually changes. 7 ways to save money on your next Disney vacation. Cast member secrets. So the blog posts are automatically become search engine friendly, but your categories aren't. Click on about me, cast member secrets. That doesn't mean anything. So you need to really focus on fixing some of your titles and stuff like that. As I go through the pages, I'm really just totally unsure of what your site is about. Don't make assumptions that people should know that this is all about Walt Disney World. 10 extra magical WDW secrets. Okay. So what do you want me to do? Free download. And then you take them here and they get lost and they never sign up for your podcast. So you really have to define what you really want to get people to do. And, if people are maybe signing up for this, and you're doing that, then maybe that I'm wrong, but if you aren't collecting leads, you're just confusing the hell out of people because you see what I'm doing. I'm going back and forth and trying to get back to the homepage, and it's just not working. When I do go to podcast, and I arrive here, the main thing I want to do when me personally, when I arrive at a podcast page or a website that I'm looking for a podcast, is that I'm looking for this little button right here. And it's basically hidden. Right now it's not above the fold. It's not above the fold. You're forcing people to review this big image, and your iTunes section is all the way down there. It should say subscribe to my podcast on iTunes, and you'll double the amount of subscribers. And I think you're just missing the whole aspect of, leveraging Disney. Whatever you can do, whatever stock photography you can buy that's kind of related to Disney, show pictures of Disney characters. Because I imagine that your target audience, like this right here, that's perfect. That should be all the way up here. Just replace this whole entire thing with that. That right there. That's much better. That explains it all a lot better. So however you can use Disney to advantage, there might be some copyright issues, but I understand that, but you definitely want to try to do that. So let's take a look at some of your competition. I just looked in for Disney inside of iTunes. As you arrive here, this is very clear. Your Walt Disney World information station. The main focus of this is to get people to listen to this podcast. Get the information. It's very, very clear. So, Lou's doing a great job of this, and that's really why he's winning the awards. He's showing the blog post right as soon as you write there above the fold. And this gives reasons for people to actually return back to this website. There's reasons why they want to actually listen to the show or subscribe at iTunes. This is a great example, and you can see that he has a title, has all this text in there, all kind of revolving around getting people to actually sign up. Obviously he's been doing it a lot longer, but I think it's still a great example. And then I started to look at some of the people who are having problems in the websites, kind of similar to yours, and I found this one, and I don't think the website's good in general, but you see what I'm talking about. A clear picture of the castle, a clear picture of Mickey Mouse. Welcome Disney and podcast fans. Sign up for this, sign up for that, iTunes. It's not a great looking site, but he's doing the right things. You could easily have, a picture of your book here, and that's where you actually sign it, just like he is with his individual shirt. Let's take a look at some other examples. Here, not related to Disney at all. This site is a great example. People want to know who you are because people buy from people, especially if you're selling a book. This guy's got a rotating slider on the homepage, but it's all about him. He wants people to know who Jonathan is. He's got a picture of his book, got a video, about free weekly podcast. A lot of stuff going on here. As you scroll down, the navigation goes small, and you can still get back to all of the areas. Very, very clear. Another example, Chris Ducker, as you arrive here, people want to work with people. Chris Ducker shows him. He gives his unique value proposition. Join my new business bootcamp for free. Shows a picture of his book. Get people to sign up for his leads. Show social proof. All great stuff. My blog, my speaking, my podcast. This is a lot better format than this huge page. Because when I arrive at a page and I want to figure out what the problems are, I take this page and I actually resize it to what majority of average people view it at. And that's 1024 by 768. You might not have a big monitor just like me, but majority of people actually view their website like this. So this means nothing to anybody. Blog, podcast, sure, there are links, but this is just way too big. You're taking up the whole entire real estate of the page, and it's really not accomplishing your goals, I bet. So let's take a look at also what I found inside of iTunes. I went to iTunes and I searched for Disney, and I tried to find someone who's, focused on Disney and also meets your kind of cast member type of focus. And I think either Zippity Doo Pod or Mediander Mouse are the two ones that I really found. So, what I did is I did a search for Disney cast members. Do a search for that. Click on podcasts. And I found that, Mediander Mouse is doing basically the exact same marketing as you. You see what he has right there? Disney fan Jeff from whatever. You have just John. He's taking into aspect, Disney and a whole bunch of different stuff in his search engine optimization within iTunes in order to get more publicity. It doesn't seem like you are doing the exact same thing. If I search for cast members, of course you're going to pop out, but you are only marketing yourself to your name. And there's not enough text in here as well. So, this byline is actually one of the most important things inside of Libsyn. And that way you definitely, could get more exposure. And I want to just go back. Are you linking to your website? Yes, okay, that's good. And then let's take a look at the other person. Zippity doo. Podcasts. Forget about all the Disney perfect stuff. Zippity doo. Aaron Wallace. You know, he's not getting pulled up for Disney either because he doesn't have Disney in his byline and his thing is too short. So he's got some problems too, but let's check out, see what he's doing with his website. Okay, so his website is not related to Disney at all, but I think you get the kind of idea of where I'm going with your site. I think you take a look at, what, cast members is doing, Mediator Mouse is doing, and then take a look at what Lou from WDW is doing as well, because this just isn't working. It's you're assuming that people are coming there for a reason, and you really are trying to solve people's problem. It should be the cast member's guide to get to Disney World. It should be find the best underground secrets of Disney with professional members of the cast member guide. Whatever the text is, you really need to define that a lot better than 10 extra magical WW secrets. It's too vague. It should have some type of call to action to it. Download the free... find the most magical secrets of Walt Disney World from the cast member secrets in this free download guide. And, find reasons to get people to come back to you, because right now, I bet you people aren't coming back very often because your blog posts are all the way down at the very, very bottom. So, there's a lot of stuff to play with here, but I hope this gave you some good ideas to check out, and I'll speak to you online. Good to meet you. Thank you.